Hey guys, I am just Jershin. Welcome to the finale of The Binding of Isaac Repentance. Words I never thought would be spoken, to be honest with you, in the history of the channel, yet here we are. Thank you, Banjo. Yes, a nice somber, emotional moment, of course, highlighted by a few joyous squeaks. If you watched the last episode, then you know that we completed the final post-it note for the final character, Tainted Jacob. Thanks to Mega Mush, which is just the most broken item in the game. Mega Mush plus 4.5 volt. Great combo. Fantastic combo. We still had to go pick up all of the items, which we did last night over on twitch.tv/justjershin. Thank you for everybody who came out and joined us on the excursion. We broke the absolute heck out of the game, and many glitched crown, death certificate, reroll deed infinities later, we finally achieved Dead God on save file 1. Oh, but to get true 100%, you gotta do it on all 3 save. No. I'm taking my life back. I'm honestly proud to just have it done on a single save file. It has been nearly 1,300 hours I've put into The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, Afterbirth, Afterbirth Plus, and Repentance, along with tons of dailies and mods and a small Antibirth series as well. It's crazy that it's potentially coming to a close. I say finale because I'm closing the door on this chapter. I'm not saying we'll never... I'm sure I will get the itch at some point again in the future to come back and play some Isaac. Whether that's in the form of dailies, just playing it out for fun over on Twitch. Maybe Isaac 2 comes out eventually, because there's been rumors of that. Probably not for a while, but maybe. I don't think it's goodbye. I think it's so long. But we're gonna treat this episode, this finale, kind of like a what do you want to call it? You know when your childhood dog is very, very old, maybe 10, 12, 15 years old, can't walk as well anymore, and then suddenly your parents are like, we're gonna spend the whole day with little Buster over here. We're gonna go to his favorite park. We're gonna drive him around in a wagon. He's gonna get some McDonald's even though he's not allowed to have people food. And then you wake up the next day and Buster's gone. That is what we are going to do with Isaac today. We're gonna do a classic. I've not done one of these in so long. We're going to do a classic Isaac run. Normal mode. You got the diplopia in there already. We're going to do Isaac normal mode. We're gonna do a chest run. We haven't gotten to experience. Watch the game give me just absolute garbage as like one more middle finger on the way out. We are going to secret room Poggy. We can get in the curse room for free. We're gonna do one more run for old time's sake. We're gonna see what we can get on this run. Hopefully it's completely and utterly busted. Not looking that way to this point, but it's early. We got time, and we have the D6. We haven't gotten to okay. So let me. I know, and I've acknowledged it myself as the series has been waning down. We've been nailing down the last couple of post-it notes. I've been a whiny boy, like a big old whiny boy, and I apologize for that. I never meant to insult Isaac in any way, shape, and/or form. This game means a lot to me. It is easily the most hours I have ever put into a single game that I can think of. I mean, like, certainly of any Steam game I own, it's number one. Just literally based off of the metrics of how many hours I've played it. 1,200. I don't have a second game that's even close. I went through a Dota phase. Crawl space. No bombs to access it. That's the quintessential Isaac. Sorry? Not gonna complain. But we do have a Tinted Rock, second secret room, and crawl space. All of which I cannot access on this floor because we have no bombs. That's fine, though. The next closest game I have in terms of time... Damage upgrade, Poggy. The next closest game I have in terms of time to this is Dota 2, because I went through a Dota 2 phase in late high school, early college, and I only have about 500 hours in Dota 2. So, This is far and beyond my most played game of all time. Unless, I'm trying to think of, like, there could be some Nintendo games. Like, I put a lot of hours into Pokemon Crystal as a kid, and obviously that doesn't track your overall playtime. It does on a single save file, but I did so many replayings of that game that it's possible I got close to, if not more than 1,000 hours back in the day. I put a lot of time into Skyrim as well. Several hundred hours for sure on a single save file. Oh, look at the slow bullets from normal mode, dude. I almost wonder if being away from normal mode for so long is gonna cause me to take undue damage because I'm not used to the... Yes, it is. Because I'm not used to the bullets traveling so slow. It's like my dodging patterns are all sorts of messed up. I have too much time. I don't know what to do with all of it. That's unfortunate. Potentially no deal with the devil on this one. It's gonna be upsetting. If this final run, if our last soiree into the Binding of Isaac is a complete and utter train wreck, it will be fitting, but it will also be a little depressing. Because I kind of just wanted to get, like, Tech X, Chocolate Milk, 10,000 damage upgrade, Proptosis, Polyphemus, Homing Tears, and just melt the game into small pieces. Obviously, it's up to the game whether or not it wants us to do that. Guppy? No Guppy. I have a lot of time into this game. It's the very first game, so this is the game. We'll do a little reflecting, you know, over the course of today. Range down, of course. H up, pretty good. Another range down. This is the game that caused me to want to start the YouTube channel in the first place. My brother, I don't think we're getting another battery charge, so let's go ahead and just take Rotten Baby, unfortunately. My brother back in the day, before Rebirth even came out, played a game called The Binding of Isaac, OG Binding of Isaac, which I still have never played to this day, and maybe that would be a fun... excursion to go back and play the original. Battery charge in there. Could have bought that. That's a shame. That would be kind of fun to go back and play the game that started it all. Anyway, he used to play this weird, gross game with a bunch of bloody creatures, and I mostly just judged him silently, and then finally he said, you should check it out. It's a very good game. And I did, in fact, check it out. Not by playing the game itself, but by just looking up some information about it online. And, of course, some may argue, but at least at the time, the quintessential Binding of Isaac YouTuber was a man named Northern Lion. Watched some of his videos, and it just so happened to be right around the time that Rebirth came out as well. I watched his videos on Rebirth. We still got to deal with the devil. Look, we're going to let fate decide what happens on this run, so I'm going to peep it. And it's horrible. But I gave it the chance to be good. You can't tell me that I did not give it the chance to be good. It's another range down? It's just comedy. It's just comedy at this point. Friends till the end. Alright. Well, hopefully we can get something going for us on the next floor, because this floor clearly ain't doing it, Chief. Watched a ton of his episodes, started to slowly learn about the game, like through osmosis, and then said, you know what, I'm gonna give it an attempt myself. I bought it on Steam, and the rest was basically history, and I not only enjoyed playing it, but I enjoyed playing it so much that I was like, let's start recording it, because I'm not saying I was good at it, but I felt like I was pretty decent at it, and I had a lot of... Thanks, Darkbum. And I had a lot of fun doing it. More than anything, that was the most important thing, is that I had a lot of fun. Thanks, Darkbum. Hey! Thanks, Darkbum! Even in your broken state. Look, it's not good, but I think that gives us conjoined, so let's just take Robo Baby 2.0. What? I have an army of familiars, but apparently that's not good enough. We'll come back for the curse room eventually. Probably, unless I forget about it, which is very possible. I decided I was going to record it, and yes, Binding of Isaac Rebirth ended up being the very first game once I finally built my PC, which took like 8 months. But once I finally got the PC built, the first thing I ever recorded was Fallout 3 with my buddy Drake. The first thing I ever recorded solo was the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. You can go back. I recorded 6 episodes of Rebirth in the summer. I want to say it was like, August or September of like 2016. Sounds about right. That could 16 or 17. I can't. No, it would have been. It had to have been. No, it had to have been 15. I think it was 2015, which is kind of disgusting. Hermit card gives us a bunch of money. We may potentially use that. I think that's what Hermit card does. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was summer of 2015 because that would have been going into my junior year of college, which was my first year living off. Yeah, I think it was summer of 2015. Anyway, then I recorded my first episode. It took about 15 attempts because I couldn't figure out enough words to fill an entire episode or even like a quarter of it. So I had to keep pressing stop record, start record. Let's take this. It gives us an item. That's a good item. We'll just pick it up. But I finally got the first episode, at least decently. If you go back and watch that episode, and I do not recommend that you do, but if you happen to go back and watch it, you'll hear many moments during that episode where I go, yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about. That happened multiple times during the episode. I think we also had like a, thank you. I think we also had just like an utterly busted run. I'm not going back for the curse room. I think we also had like an utterly busted run that time. Like I had brimstone and 1 billion damage, so it was very easy to just not focus on the game at all, and which meant I had to focus on my commentary more, which was a recipe for disaster. But many, many months passed, played the game more and more and more. I don't think I had a trinket. Recorded the game more and more and more, and now look at me now. Now we get comments on our YouTube videos of people saying like, this guy won't shut up. How about talk less and play more, brother? It is a complete 180 from where we were, but that's good. I think I've gotten, like, I think part of that is I've gotten a lot more confident and found my voice a little bit more, and I would not have if I didn't take the jump and try this dang game out. So I have a lot of appreciation for this game. The channel almost certainly would not be where it is today if I mind. The channel almost certainly would not be where it is today if not for the Binding of Isaac. Now, I know a lot of people... You went this way? I know a lot of people are also here... I mean, look. I haven't really handled this whole YouTube thing very well, especially if I was trying to, like, you know, grow it. Oh, I thought he was, like, up against the wall showing me the secret room, but I was like, there can't be a secret room there, because it's a skinny room. I'm crazy, apparently. I have not handled things well because I didn't really... You piece of piece? I didn't really specialize in a single game, and I still don't to this day. We throw in a little bit of roguelite action, a little bit of Pokemon, some random garbage as well. Not exactly like a growth strategy of any kind, shape and or form whatsoever, but we have fun with it. So I know that like probably like half the people that are here on the channel are here from Pokemon. Totter's TikToks helped out a ton with that, as far as recent growth goes. And then probably the other half, if not like 60% of people, are here for Isaac. So I'm a little terrified to see what happens when I say that the series is ending. Don't worry, we'll get through it, I promise. And soon we'll talk about future potential things we're going to play on the channel, ideas and so forth. I have a couple that are brewing. I just got to decide if I want to play them here or on Twitch, basically. But yeah, I owe pretty much the most of the current state of the channel I owe to this game. We actually had our biggest bump of growth, I think, from, funnily enough, Antibirth. Let's check our item room. We had our biggest bump of growth on the channel. Some people hate Dead Onion. I like the piercing shots and the spectral tears. I think it's good. I don't care about the lowered range, tier delay, whatever. I think it's good. Greed, not that exciting, but we'll get some money for the next floor. It'll work out just fine in the end. Don't worry about it too much. Don't think about it. I'm reverting to episode 1 of Rebirth. We did some ridiculous stuff last night on Twitch, and we calculated the amount of hours that I have spent recording Isaac. We tallied up the number of episodes. It was between Rebirth, Afterbirth Plus, Antibirth, dailies, mod showcases, etc. It was like 500 episodes or something like that. And we calculated it like 30 minutes a pop. It would have ended up being 90... I don't have any bombs. It would have ended up being 90 days worth of content. Like, if you just turned on episode 1 of Isaac and then just watched all of them back to back to back to back, it's 90 days worth of Isaac episodes. You'd have to watch them back to back. I've put like a... What's that? Like a little less than a quarter of a year? Oh, it's almost like exactly a quarter of a year, right? 365 days. That's like a quarter of a year straight. A quarter of a year of my life straight just playing this game, not including any other stuff we played, just to this game. I found out yesterday, if you give this guy enough money, he'll just leave you alone. When we were breaking the game in greedier mode, he spawned and he stole all my money, which was really rude because it made it impossible for me to break the game because he took all my coins. But then he just like left and he peaced out and he left me an item behind, which I did not know you could do. It's pretty cool. We have a sword. I do not know if I want that sword. I may re-roll it. There's a decision to be made there. I may re-roll it. I also don't know if I want to keep this key piece so that we can try to increase the chance of angel deals in the future, or if we re-roll it to try to go for Godhead. Look, it's one last soiree. I think you gotta go for Pogs. We will be getting some Pogs. Now I kind of wish that I did not pick up Dead Onion, not only because we have Piercing and Spectral Tears now in the form of this, but also it looks disgusting. I don't enjoy the way that looks at all. That's okay though. Let's grab a couple batteries. Let's re-roll our HP upgrade and see if we can't get a little... some tears would be cool. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what we were looking for. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll head down to the next floor. Yeah, put like a ridiculous amount of time into this game, so obviously seeing it go away, it's sad for me. Well, I have some recency bias. I'm not gonna lie to you. There is most certainly some recency bias, and recently this game has been a little rude to me. Namely, we've been doing some of the hardest challenges, hardest characters in the game, and it's crushed my soul a little bit. However, we made it through, and that's the exciting part. When you're going through, heck, keep going, is what they say. We went through and we made it through. We went blues. And are we better off for it today? You know, my therapist may say otherwise, but probably we're better off. Iron sharpens iron? I'm trying to think of any more, like, trite... What do you call... I almost called them trititudes. What are they called? There's a word for it. I learned this in, like, 11th grade English vocabulary class. Triads? No. Platitudes. I'm trying to think of more... That's what I wanted, baby! That's what I asked for! That's why we play on normal mode. Boom. Okay, now... Does this completely make Dead Onion and also Pythagorean's theorem completely worthless? Yes. Yes, it does. It does, in fact, make them completely worthless. That's okay, though. Because it's good. And at the end of the day, I care way more about the fact that we're going to melt everything on the screen. And you could also give me Brimstone here, and that would be pretty fun, too. Gave me sometimes Brimstone, but we're going to re-roll it and get real Brimstone. Not going to, but we are going to get Dark Judas, which we will take for the massive damage bonus. I think I would like to activate that now. So we'll go ahead and yeet ourselves on this floor. We're just going to go start running into enemies. We're going to come back. We're going to get a massive damage bonus. Don't care if we take damage. Like I said, we're trying to get rid of it. Very rude of you. Very rude of you to give me double greed, but that means next floor guaranteed. We can spend some of this Monet. Thank you. Wait, what are you looking at? Ooh, let's just die now, because we'll come back and then we'll get a sweet... We'll get a sweet Tinted Rock. Maybe get a little Spirit Heart action from that. Thank you. And then we got another Spirit Heart waiting for us on the way out. Alright, this run rocks. Probably should have gone to the Curse Room before we turned into Dark Judas, but it's okay, because I didn't see it until just now. And we get an Eternal Heart. Thank you. You're much too kind. Yeah, look, I put a lot of time in this game. I got a lot of sentimental connection to the game. Don't think I'm, like, jumping for joy to eat it, just because it's caused me a little bit of undue stress and strain. We'll take Stars card. Just because it's caused me a little bit of stress and strain over the last couple of episodes, which it did. Which it absolutely did. I had a good time with it nonetheless, and it's a fantastic game that I will most definitely come back to in the future. But we might give it a little break. Like, here's the thing. When I think back to when the series first started and when I was in college, I missed that time so much. Life was just but a dream back then, essentially. Life was a lot easier. There were less things to worry about on a day-to-day basis. For example, audio balance. There were which hopefully is fine. I just realized it might have been a little loud. Apologize. It would be par for the course for the final episode, to be honest. Life was just a lot easier back in the day when you didn't have a full-time job. You don't really... At the time, we were like, man, I got a lot of homework and papers. Things of that nature. Life's hard. Yeah, no, life was very simple, and you had so much free time back then compared to the time excursion of having a full-time job. What I wouldn't do to go back... And I used to... Sure, we'll take it. I used to laugh at my dad all the time when he was like, you're going to miss this. You're going to miss college a ton. Once you get out there in the real world and start working, you'll get it. And I was like, no. Dude, educate. God, I hate it. I hate learning. Boo. Learning's for nerds. No, he was 1000% correct. Gotta give him kudos. He called it. This gives us an item at the cost of a... I think it gives us a broken heart. It gives us a broken heart, but also gives us an item or two from the current room's pool. So we'll save this for like a deal with the devil / angel. Dude, we could plan C at the end of the run. That would be like the perfect... You piece. That would be the perfect sayonara. To get to the final room and instead of going into the chest, mash the plan C button. I plan C? The Binding of Isaac? Sorry, just get into the YouTube thumbnail game. Let's see. We want anything from here? Look. Rune Bag is potentially... Look, it's the last run ever. It's the last run ever. Take Rune Bag. Maybe you'll get some Yarrow runes. Maybe we'll get to do some fun shenanigans on the chest. Plus, we're melting everything. So, like, it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, when I look back and I think of how much time I used to have... We used to be able to, like, play a lot of... I used to be able to, you know, satiate my Isaac appetite by playing that. Like, doing, like, 5 episodes of that a week. Plus, also playing... It's gonna be Yarrow? AWAS. Yo, we could just use that and skadoodle out of here. I think I like that idea much better. You piece. I think I like that idea much better. See you later, nerds. Now, when you got a full-time job, 40 hours a week of commitment, plus like normal life stuff, owning a house and upkeep and things that... Didn't even see that. And things of that nature... And you still want to make fun YouTube videos and Twitch stream and do fun stuff like that, time, it comes at a premium. And unfortunately, Isaac has been taking up a lot of that premium for a while now. And my list of games that I want to play has grown and grown, namely play on the channel. Here's another issue just with being like a YouTube boy in general, even though I'm very much not a YouTube boy, but for these purposes, we'll pretend that people watch these videos, whenever like a new game comes out, I never want to play it, because I'm like, ooh, I gotta save those reactions for the channel. I gotta save that. That could be good content for the channel. So I should not play it and enjoy it on my own time. I should save it. And then I end up doing what I did with Luigi's Mansion 3, and not playing it for like 3 years until like 3 years after it's released, and then I'm like, dang, I could have played this a long time ago. Yeah, there's been a lot of games I've wanted to play in my spare time, but I'm like, shoot, I gotta save that potentially for the channel someday. Hades, what the heck? Hades is a fantastic example. I've heard nothing but great things about the roguelite game. Well, thank you. I've heard nothing but great things about the roguelite game known as Hades. Spelunky 2. Spelunky 2 I was having a really good time with, and we ended up yeeting it for this. When Repentance dropped, we said goodbye Spelunky 2. I will now be playing The Binding of Isaac Repentance instead, sorry. Tons of roguelites coming and going that I've just straight up been skipping, all for this game right here. So the idea of getting this off the plate so that some new side dishes on our Thanksgiving dinner that is this channel can potentially... Don't you curse die me. Don't you do it. Look, it's the final episode of Isaac. If we're gonna truly wrap up the perfect quintessential Binding of Isaac experience, you already know that that's gonna be Curse of the Tower. The amount of times I've picked up a Curse of the Blind, Curse of the Tower that ruined my run and caused me to rip out several hairs is way too high. Could it be a guppy item? Yes, but we know it's going to be Curse of the Tower. I told you! It's pre-seeded! I don't know how to code. I've taken one coding class, it went horribly, we don't talk about it, I wanted to say mean things to the teacher. I can't open the coding of the Binding of Isaac to tell you that this is true. I'm going purely based on a hunch. Small rock? I'm telling you that I think there is a small snippet. It may just be a small snippet, but I think there's a snippet of code that says if Curse of the Blind equals yes, and red chest item is given, please give Curse of Tower. It's just a guarantee. We're gonna pop the Lover's card. Even though it's Curse of the Blind and could potentially come back to bite us, we're going to Lover's card. And we're going to hope for Brimstone. Hey, there's Guppy's head. Hey, that's a rerollable item, which is nice. And we'll grab this, which is missing page. Not that exciting. Boom, baby! Dude, it's like a perfect... Oh! It's exactly what I wanted. It's like everything I asked for. Thank you. Thank you. This is why we play on normal. This is why I love the game. See, this is good. You have to leave on a happy note. You have to leave on a happy note, and this is without a doubt. Look how clean that animation is. We're shooting these green Jolly Rancher rings all over the screen. This is a good one. This harkens back to one of my most popular episodes of all time. It was the Christmas daily from a couple of years ago when I melted Delirium in like 15 seconds. And shamelessly promoted it on Reddit. Sorry about that, Reddit. Because I just wanted to grow the channel and it was scummy back then, and I just did it. I just straight up said go for it. But a ton of people watched it and disliked it because I self-promoted. But a ton of people watched it and I got a bunch of subs out of it. So worth? Maybe worth. I look back and I cringe a little bit, but it was a good time. Anyway, I had a build very similar to this. With TechX Brim conjoined and green. They might not have been green. They might have been pink. I'll have to go back and watch it. Anyway, this is a nice like coming full circle moment. There's a lot of callbacks in this one, and I'm appreciative. So yeah, just know that there's a lot of roguelites that have been on my mind for the past couple of years while I've been playing Isaac instead. That I want to play, and with Isaac not being in the way, no offense, Isaac. We may finally have time to play those. Spelunky, I want to get to the Cosmic Ocean in Spelunky. We never did. I would love to get to. I would love to play Hades. I've heard amazing things about Hades, dude. Speaking of Hush, sure, we'll melt him. We'll melt Hush. We're very strong. In terms of short term. Oh my god. In terms of short term, and I do have some short term ideas. I don't really know what Larynx does, but I don't want it. That's going to lower our damage significantly, but would be pretty strong. It's going to lower our damage, but would be pretty strong. Dingleberry. That is not Bone Tears. That is Bone Tears. Yes. But that does nothing for us, except a slight range upgrade. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. It's still a cool item. I'm happy to have it. Short term. I've been saying this on Twitch for a very, very long time, that I really want to do another Legend of Zelda Wind Waker randomizer. Our first one went horribly. And I am going to do another one. I've been getting things prepped in the background. I've just been waiting for the day when this series finally gets wrapped up so I can devote some time to it. And I can tell you we will be doing another Wind Waker randomizer probably very soon. In terms of Isaac-related content, I have a... I can't decide if I want to keep it a surprise or not. You know what? For the people who were here, in the finale, thank you guys so much. Oh, I should have opened with that. I'm a greedy piece of garbage. Thank you guys for the support on the series over the year. The years, plural, many years, many different iterations of Isaac. And it's always been like one of the best performing things, bar none, on the channel. I can't see what's happening really in front of me, but that's fine. And that is 1000% due to you guys, so I have nothing to say but thank you for that. And that I hope you enjoy some of the stuff we're working on in the future as well. For those that are here, I'll go ahead and give you a tidbit. As a reward for completing Isaac, Repentance, for getting Dead God, I am going to be ranking tier list style every single item in the Binding of Isaac. I don't know how many items it is. It's easily in like the 700 to 800s probably. I don't know if it's gonna be like a 4-hour long video. It's very possible that it is. I don't care how long it is. It is a reward. Well, I don't know if you'd call it a reward, actually. That's a lot of, Gararoon! That's a lot of nonsense content, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless. For beating this game, I will be tier list ranking every single item in the Binding of Isaac Repentance. Hopefully that video comes out pretty soon. It's gonna take a little bit of time, I'll just be honest with you, because I think it's gonna be very long, and I'm gonna try to edit it out. Brainworm, is that like pseudo homing tears? Does not appear to work with this, but that's fine. I don't really know what Dingleberry was doing either. I'm gonna have to edit it down, and that's definitely gonna take some time in and of itself. But I hope that it's enjoyable nonetheless. It's gonna be a lot of work. And there's also probably gonna be a bunch of items that I don't even know what they do because we just picked them up for Dead God and then never actually like used them or learned what they did. That's okay though. Other things coming up in the future. I would say there's more Pokemon content on the horizon, no doubt, no doubt. You could expect some Pokemon content. Zero. Let's open. Sci-Fly. Sci-Fly's pretty good. Chocolate Milk. I don't think... I'm out of keys?! Hey, it's Ghost Bombs. That was like the second to last item that I needed in for Dead God. I wonder what the first... I'm gonna go back and watch the first Rebirth episode. I wonder what the very first item that I ever picked up in this series was. I honestly could not tell you. Let's play it. Let's get a little risky with it. Let's play this guy. There's going to be Pokemon content coming soon, whether it's solo Pokemon content or stuff with Totter. We've had like a little bit of talks in the works. Oh, speaking of upcoming games that I want to play. Oh my god, thank you, Isaac. That I want to play, but I also should save them for the channel. Legends Arceus comes out on Friday. And I don't think I'm gonna save it for the channel. I don't think I'm gonna be able. Maybe I would. What's the point in recording it though when you could just play it? What's the point of recording when you could just play it instead? That's kind of my perspective on that. I'll probably just play it. But if you have suggestions, if there's other games you've wanted to see played for a long, long time, I'm telling you, that with this game taking a little bit of a back seat, or a lot of a back seat, I got some time now, baby. I got, for the first time in forever, I'm gonna have a little bit of time. Sure, let's get weird with it. Let's. Does this blow up in my face? It does blow up, but I don't appear to be getting blown up, which is fantastic news for me personally. Why didn't that contain an item? Kind of fricked up that did not contain an item. Sure, let's get absolutely insane. Oh. So it doesn't actually charge anymore. I just press the button and it starts shooting tears. Okay. Seems normal. Does a lot of damage. I can't deny to you that that's a lot of damage. Flex tape guy. .jpeg. .wav. I did take damage there. That's not exciting to me personally. We'll take bird's eye. I may die from this decision, but it was all in the interest of good fun, so I can't really complain about it if it happens. Little hushy kind of garbage. If you have games that you've wanted me to play for a dang long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, I'm here to tell you that I finally have time to potentially play those games. So leave some suggestions down below, and maybe, just maybe, I'll play them. Maybe. Possibly. There's a chance. Just black rune everything else. Alright, let's finish this one off. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for the support on the Isaac series over the years. It has meant a ton to me. I would not be where I am today without you guys. Thank God, no portal. I would not be where I am today without you guys and without this game. It has been instrumental in my growth as a YouTuber, but also as a human being, so I cannot say enough thanks to it. I honestly thought this day would never come. I thought I'd be playing this game until they lowered me into the grave. And I probably still will be. But I thought I would be recording it till the day I got locked and lowered into the ground. Thank you guys so much again. I truly cannot say enough words of thanks for the support on the series over the year. Years it has meant a ton, and I hope you guys like what's coming next. I know this will probably leave a massive hole. Maybe it'll kill the channel. Who knows? But I'm ready to try some new stuff, and I think for that to happen, at least in the current place in my life, we got to say goodbye to an old friend. Probably not forever. I may bring it back on Twitch or other random stuff. We may play it from time to time. But at least for now, for the last time, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of The Binding of Isaac Repentance. And I will see you guys next time. Not in this game, but in a different game.